Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Amaburi, and we're probably going to finish it today. We're on episode 12. Last time we got so close, so very close to the goal of people coming into the park using, well, a good set of agreements with a soccer organization that needed a place to hold its game, and they held the game there, so they brought a whole shitload of people through, but not quite enough. We are 252 people short. It is late in the evening, and I have no idea how we're going to get those people. I assume that we will, because this is a Kyoani feel-good show, and I assume that we're going to meet the goal and do the thing and save the girl and win the day and probably Seiya will figure out something kind of deep about his life, and maybe will imply that romance will continue between him and Sento, but we don't really know. And then we'll end with like a feel-good note. How we will get to that point is what I'm interested in, and I'm not sure. Also, will we reveal that Blonde Guy is in fact an evil ancient wizard who casts a curse on a beautiful young princess because he's evil? Probably. Probably. The show's okay. Let's watch the end of it, and we'll make a final judgment once we've seen the end of it. After episode 12, I've heard that it's just kind of OVAs and stuff, and we'll kind of determine whether we want to watch those once we end the show. It's kind of a 50-50 coin flip at the moment. I'm not sure. But let's watch the end of the actual run of the thing, and then we'll determine that later. I've got episode 12 of Amagi Brilliant Park up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There will be two versions. The reaction, picture-in-picture version available in the description. Timer on YouTube. You want to sync up with the timer-based version? You can do that. The beep beep timer to help you do that is coming at you right now. Let's go. Not enough. Fuck. That sucks. How we gonna fix it? Resignation. Yep, resignation. Okay, but let's fix it. How do we fix it? How do we get more people? Do we just go to a bunch of bars and tell all the people that will buy them free drinks if they come to the park, like right now? It's an idea. Or get a bunch of schools, but it's too late to do a school thing. How then? Oh. Oh. That level of desperation is not a good idea. Eh. Yeah, weird. Bye. Oh my god. Oh man. Just all the desperate calls going out. Who is that guy? Wait, who is that guy? It's not working. Yeah. Oh. You shut the fuck up. Oh, hi. Time to save the day. Sick. Who? Oh. Takami from the bar? Bars. Mofuru. Just by swallowing some pride. Call everybody. Let's go. Oh, back to the line. All right, all right. Hell yeah, dude. Oh. Oh. There you go. What? Oh, okay. Hey, you can scrounge together a bunch of people with a bunch of connections. Is that the idea we're going for? Is that people get them to come immediately? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, just order pizza. Yeah. Wait. It does. Wait, how did it get the phone on it? It doesn't move. How did it do that? Do it. Not at all. Yeah. Apologies. It's close. Oh my god. Fucking dragon holding the sign. Ah, flood of people. Oh. Ah. Taxi. From the bar? Hell yeah. Mmm. He brought a bunch of drunk people. Ha! Of course. That makes sense. You know what? For the common good. Oh my god. Your sacrifice is warranted, Tirami. Well done. Yes. Also, that same fucking kid. He better be the last one. Oh. You... Wait, are they humans? Wait. Of course you are. Of course, she has a fucking fan squad. Oh my god. She invented TikTok. Fucking shit. Alright, we're 52 away. Oh my god, carrying them in. Who's gonna finish it off? Somebody to hit a beat. Seiya's family. Or at least the one who he stays with. It was 152. Hey, pizza. Oh, we're getting close. Could be too many. Aw. Down to 3. We work here. Yank. It's not enough. That's everybody. Ah. Believe harder, Kanye. Oh my god. Sylvie, what are you saying? From the family restaurant, get your asses inside. Oh my god. There our salvation? Horrifying. Ding! Sick. Oh. Celebration is terrifying. Yeah. Indeed, motherfucker. Get out of here. Passing out time. Good. Aww. Throws it back on the ground. Oh god. Sick. We did it. How is Mr. Not a Wizard gonna feel about that? Probably pretty shitty. A. Mmm. Yeah. Hmm? The land that they were selling? Her curse isn't lifted by this, though. She'll still forget all of this tonight at midnight, right? Fuck. Wait, who are all those purple-clad people? Oh, hi. We did it. We did it. Mm-mm. That won't stand. Yeah, now we get banter going. Alright, alright, alright. Cute. But. Oh, hell no. Oh, it's so hard for him to compliment other people. Wow. Sick. Mm. Why? What's the goal here? Yes, that one. So you will have a constant flood of people in. Only thing is, shopping malls are also dead. So. So. Blondie? Hello. Yeah, that smile. He still knows he's got his curse in place. Go punch a wizard. Go punch a wizard. Just do it. Oh, fuck you. He's just masturbating in the corner. Sorry. The huh? Oh, because of that. Right, the curse still exists. You're a piece of shit. You're a big fat piece of shit. Oh, well, there we go. That's missed. Bye. It certainly was. Certainly. Fucking dick. Hello. Are we gonna subvert this? But I'm not sure how I feel. It'll depend on how they do it if they do it. Like, we're building up to a subversion. I think it would probably be better if we let it happen. It's more interesting that way, but it's not as feel good. You seem awfully chipper. Don't have the mood for jokes at the moment. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Decision point, author side. Aww. That was a good hug. We're gonna subvert. What? What? And has she lost it or not? That's some weird magic stuff. No, fuck you. Wake up and say something that informs us whether you do or do not understand. Oh, she knows. She doesn't forget. How did that happen? Hey? I fucking remember. How did we break the curse? That's fucking awesome. This works. But how? Oh, so we just got enough of it to, like, overwhelm it or something? Huh. Oh, leaving all your shit behind? That's not gonna last, buddy. You gotta go back. You gotta go back. Oh, hi, Sento. Alright. You can use your false face, but it won't hold. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Fuck. Asshole. Can you really just walk away? I don't think so, bud. I don't think so. Not exactly. Work is over. Hmm? Hmm. She's got you there. Go back. Be manager. It's your job. Oh. Well, they don't feel sick. Buh. What does that mean? Uh-huh. Yeah, unresigned. True. True. Mm-hmm. We're in it. Oh, hello. Hi. My job? Yeah, I'm back. Sweet. Oh, hi. That is a tall order. Ah, and the cut again. Ah, terrifying. Slip to 0. Alright. Gotta do it again. Okay. Yeah, no, this is cute. This works. I approve. Dum-dum. So is there gonna be a ha 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 ha? Probably. Looks like there are a few seconds left. Space Captain? Oh, with gusto. Okay. That sounds great. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Not a good PV. Okay. We did all the things that I kind of expected. I wasn't sure if we were gonna subvert the whole, like, oh, she's gonna lose all her memory things, and we do. But the way that we do it is like deeply emotionally grounded, and we made it a serious thing and took it seriously. Our characters get to go through that moment of fully believing and being resigned to that fate, and it's not by any like hook or trick that it doesn't happen. It's by an unexpected circumstance that isn't necessarily explained. I don't know. I think that's probably better. The whole everybody working together to make something happen in desperation at the last moment scene works really well. It's one of those things that always gets me on an emotional level. It always causes a twinge of resonance. And equally, people showing up when requested by their friends is something that that works for me. Of course, some of them don't show up when requested by their friends. Some of them show up to beat the fuck out of Teeaboo, which, you know, I salute your sacrifice. You're a horrifying person, Teeaboo, whatever you are, but at least you put it to good use this time. Yeah, all the different squads and stuff. Sylphie's fan base group thing is a thing. Friends from school, it's not enough. And the final joke of the final thing, the three kids who see the girl. Oh my god, what a great way to end it. They are so horrifying. It's like High School of the Dead, zombies incoming. I actually want to see the shot of them from like it's horizontal as they pass through the thing. Yeah, there's this one which is like over speed all on ones. So it's frantic and way too fast and stuff. And then through they go. Wham, wham, wham. Wah! Beautiful and horrifying, utterly horrifying. No children, children bad, children evil. That's my lesson from the day. But yeah, it's a big victory celebration for a large portion of the episode that then transitions into a big, well, we did it, but it's not over because Latifa is still going to forget about all of this, which really sucks and is a great thing to hang over the heads of our characters after their success. This guy, he goes more evil than he could have gone. I don't know if I like how evil he goes, but he does. He's an evil wizard. He can be evil. That's fine. And sadness. Deep and serious sadness. The sequence where Latifa finally breaks in front of Seiya. She keeps up the strong front in front of everyone else who walks away, even though they know. But here, she finally, that smile cracks. Just a little hick, and then it breaks. And then it fully disappears, and it's just despair. Ah, it's rough. It's rough, buddy. It's well done roughness, though. The execution of the animation of this hug, the way it's storyboarded out, is fantastic. Particularly the is it this shot where she pulls back and is pulled forward as the camera goes with her a little bit? Where does the camera move? It's all the setup motions. This pull back, pull forward, the camera pulls with, and then she pulls past. Woomph to land in his arms is really nice. Super solid. And then there's just lots of attention to detail in her hair and creating lots of emotional frames to really drive everything home, which is wonderful. And then weird shit, magic shit happens with the tree, and it turns out she knows who everybody is, and yay, success. Eventually Kanye leaves to go away. Can't say anything because he's a big dum-dum who can't say his feelings because he's a big dum-dum, and we understand that. But as he's riding his bike home, he flashes through all the emotions and all the things that he's felt and dealt with, and it's only when one person who he actually kind of trusts, a family member, tells him that he seemed more pleased and more happy, that it all kind of clicks in his brain, and he goes, oh yeah, I am happy doing this. I should probably keep doing it. And therefore we have our story. Good. Simple. But final. And with gusto. This is solid. Yeah, I would call this a well-stuck landing. Is there anything special here? No. What's special is everything that builds up to here, which is the fear of losing Latifa's soul and memories, the fear of not quite making the goal, the tensions between our cast members and characters where they'll be reluctant to do something that Seiya tells them to do, but they finally come to the point where they just trust him, and all of them go to their utmost to get more people through the door. That's all really good, and it all really works. I've got no qualms with this episode, and effectively no problems with it. It's a good finale for a fun show. Nicely done. Yeah, I think that's my take on this one. I do feel like watching more, so let's jump on to the next one, which is an OVA sort of thing. Not a good PV, I think was the thing. So they're gonna make a promotional video. Cool. I'm down for that. Let's jump over to that. I'll take a breaky thingy, do a sinky thingy, and be back in a second to watch episode 13 or OVA or whatever it is. See you in a minute. Peace. All right, welcome back. Let's watch episode 13 or OVA 1 or whatever you want to call it. Let's watch it and see if it's any good, and then we'll see from there. Beep beep timer. Let's go. So we're in the PV. And we're also doing a Kyoani Haruhi episode 1 bad video sort of thing. Great cut. This is a great PV. I mean, it's not fancy, but it works real good. Sick. That seems about right. Not good enough. Did you have to hunch over? Hmm. Hmm. That's true. Wow, this is true. This is true. Doesn't have anything special. I mean, true. Yeah. Huh. Ah. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna help. You're the one with the background in entertainment. That's a terrible idea. You're just piling them on, bud. Of course. Okay. So the one person with an entertainment background just delegates the thing that's entertainment? What could go wrong? Evil children, but there are saviors, so I don't know. Can't hate. No clue. Right. Right. Welcome to my life. That can't go poorly at all. What do you think it needs? Mm-hmm. You are just, yeah, you are just gonna get shit on, Treekhead. Yeah. Of course, of course. Sure. Right. Mm-hmm. No way for that to go poorly. So basically, we're doing a committee trying to decide how to make an anime, yes? I wonder how much material comes from the original author. Oh my god. Gives the wrong impression, man. Oh my god. Alright, I'm in love with this episode. Never mind. This is great. This is just an excuse to do whatever the fuck we want in animation, isn't it? I'm excited. So Tiramise is gonna be super perverted. Uh Yeah. No. Oh fuck. They have no judgment. None of it has anything to do with the park. No. Oh. All right, over to Macaron. Sure does. Oh no. Please define aggressive. Eating a bat while everything burned. Of course, more perversion. Of course. We have to go looter. No, but you got the Elementario. Uh, oh, I see. Of course it is. You are horrifying, Tirami. That's an invasion of many people's privacy. Oh no. Oh. No need to hunch if nobody is watching. Just flash between it. Um. It's probably pretty good. However. Yeah, same. Yeah. That was not really a compliment. Oh, yeah, one of them is you. Hmm. It always is. Always up, says Treekhead. So we're gonna do some man service too? Please no. Oh boy. This'll work. This'll go great. Who did the voices? Who did he get to do the voices? Yes, they do. Uh-huh. What were you aiming for? You're in a Dojin circle. You're in a Dojin circle. You're not just guessing, motherfucker. You know. You're gonna whip out the BL. Yep. Of course. Hey. Huh? So free, then. So free, then. Hmm. It's gonna hit you in the eye, dude. I have not paid attention to the last 20 seconds of stuff just because I've been watching Sylphie. Oh. Do that. Please be more specific. What? Sylphie. Why? This is the new version? No, what the fuck? Uh. No. Oh, Jesus. This has gotten way out of hand. Nope. Yep. Mm-hmm. Most of us don't have human bodies. You mean like Saya? Nope. Never mind. Uh-huh. What? Yeah, good. Okay. No. The problem is you ask people what they want out of media and you don't know. Oh, asking Latifa. Oh god, you're gonna show that to Latifa? Yeah, good. Don't show what you currently have. Food? Happiness? Sounds like a great idea, but then I know what Tirami and Mofuru and people do behind the scenes, and it's not good. Huh? Yeah, it's not that bad, though. No need for Speedos this time. Yeah, it's tough. What do you do on your days off? I'm intrigued. From your student days? Yeah. What club was the... Alright, I'm actually intrigued by some of these. He's got his own multi-terabyte collection, I'm sure. Kindred in what way? Yeah, you're an interesting character. Of course, of course, of course. At least that one is silent. Oh, geez, now it feels like a fucking business promotion. It feels like, come join our... What? Oh, that's what she does during her... Why does she have an iron? She's ironing... Wait, what? Why? Wait, what? These are your kindred spirits. Oh my god, this was you at school? I dig it. Oh, adventuring. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit, he's gonna be a second. Oh, into the right, down to the left, and head off. Holy shit. Also, how many of these have old media references to them? I assume a few. Wait, this is a reference? I don't know to what. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Oh no. Yes, but that doesn't make them a good PV. Usable is different from useful. Usable is different from useful. Children? Oh. That's true. Maybe the kids, but not their parents. No. Stop taking advice from anybody. Not very helpful. Oh, you're the AV actress. I see. And you think that's very, very moving. It's a weird name. Most people don't care. Of course. This is really interesting as an episode. It's getting to be. No, it's not. It's bad. It's real bad. Oh god. Oh no. Okay. So now it's just a hodgepodge of mangled bullshit. Ding! Stop it. Stop it. Double stop it. Impact is fine, but it needs to be cohesive. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, now you've recut that part too into not making any sense. Oh, shit. An inconvenient truth. Okay. Stop showing that part. Stop showing that part. Keep showing that part. No, not that one. We got a gangster movie now? What the fuck? Yeah, we did it. That's great, but not good for this purpose. What? None of that has anything to do with the. Yeah, look at his fucking face. A hodgepodge of random bullshit. She tried. This is what happens when you delegate to the wrong. Oh. No. Everything. All of the everything. Yeah. Okay. So we ended up going with the original one, right? Yeah, we ended up going with the original one. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh shit, he got destroyed. Chaos. No. A million plus hits. Ah, of course. Okay, there's another little section at the end. Probably the last one. Oh. Huh? Hmm. Hmm. Hmm? Huh. There is the last one that is an actual OVA thing. Cool. This might actually be my favorite episode of Amagi Brilliant Park so far. Not because it's an episode of Amagi Brilliant Park. It's not. The context of it being Amaburi doesn't matter. But because of the underlying principle and the underlying critique of the whole thing, this episode, in and of itself, is a critique of the collaborative creative process and a demonstration of the struggles inherent to attempting to create a piece of media that represents a group of people or a group of people's ideas about a thing. Whether the core thrust of the idea is a spiraling story that tells the world of underground people who rise up and fight the beastmen and stuff, that's Gurren Lagann, or whether that story is a romantic journey or blah blah blah, or whether that story is telling the story of a theme park that gets saved by Seiya. There's that core thrust of desire, and then comes the creative explosion process where everybody and their mom and their dog puts in their ideas of what they think the show should be. Well, it needs sex appeal and stuff like that. It needs action and violence or people aren't going to watch it. And everybody puts forth their own ideas of what they want. The problem with media is that generally people are really bad at knowing what they want. They can know it's a lot easier, and I'm making big generalizations that I shouldn't be making, but I'm doing it anyway. So forgive me for doing so. You can critique those and criticize those, and that's fair. But I think people are a lot better at recognizing that they have enjoyed something rather than asking for what they want. You ask people what they want from a show, and they're like, cool action scenes and sexy girls and like big extravagant Sakuga moments. And then you put them in front of a screen, and if you just show them that, they're like, this is boring. This isn't what I wanted. I wanted something different. I wanted something interesting. I don't know what that means to me, but I know it when I see it. That sort of vibe of I don't know how to define it, but I know it when I see it is everywhere in art, and it's something that I experience constantly. And it's something that is constantly a surprise when I see things that I don't expect to enjoy and then enjoy them deeply. By the same token, I wonder if this episode was a part of can I figure this out in some way? I don't know. Yeah, I just wonder if this episode was a part of the original the original source material, or whether most of it was created and added as literally an original video animation in OVA. I just don't know. I don't know whether it's part of the light novel or not. Anybody who's read the light novel, let me know if this whole PV sequence occurs, because I assume that it doesn't. I would go out on a limb and say that because there are no story elements occurring, and it's just utilizing the characters that we already have in a different way, it makes sense to me that it would have been made by Kyoani, by the staff. And in doing so, it really hits the nail on the head, as Trisen says, on why things like this can fall apart specifically if there isn't a strong leadership in play. Because somebody has to put everybody's ideas together and throw away the ones that don't make any sense, which usually I think is going to be most of them. It sort of is a demonstration of the need for a strong vision for a show, or for a piece of media in general that has a purpose, whether that's an advertisement like this one is or something else. And it demonstrates the variety of desires that other people think that they have, but don't necessarily have, because those desires, when expanded out, always turn into something that's overweighted in one direction. For example, Mofuru is not necessarily wrong. You could make an action-oriented promotional video for your theme park, right? Capture the feeling of being on a roller coaster, of flying in the sky high things, of going through the underground like areas and being scared by orcs and stuff. Great, you captured action. But the nature of capturing that action as part of this promotional video is not to do that. It is instead to demonstrate the fun that's being had and give people the feeling like they're missing that fun or missing some part of it by not going. And that's not what happens when you just throw a bunch of scenes of them killing people and killing each other and fighting and explosions and wow. None of that works. It doesn't sink in. You can't say, I want to make an action show and then just make a show of action. It doesn't work. You need the character behind it. You need to care about them to some extent. There needs to be something to latch onto besides just explosions, death, gore, violence. Every shonen battle manga author knows this. Everyone that's been even mildly successful. If you just throw characters at each other and they're fighting and it's all tournament stuff and you don't care about the goals or the reasons or any of that shit, who gives a fuck? Nobody's gonna keep reading. You could draw really cool fights, but nobody's gonna give a damn. You need to care. You need to care in some way. You need something more. You need some side characters, some supporting cast, maybe some romance. Maybe some romance that's under threat by the villains of the thing. Great, now we've got a story, something we can get engaged with. Now we've got Yu Hakusho's Dark Tournament arc, where everybody will die if we don't succeed in this number of fights. There are stakes. There's reason to it. Not just big guys punch each other, rawr. Which is pretty interesting. There's something else that's really interesting about this episode is that, to me, is that all of the criticisms that fly back at the piece of promotional media, specifically most of the criticisms that fly at the like original piece, are maybe unintentional, maybe intentional, I'm not sure, but they're criticisms of the show itself, or at least I will choose to see them that way. This whole idea, I don't even get what's quite bad about it, but it doesn't really leave an impression, is the harshest criticism that you can give to a piece of bombastic media like Amagi Brilliant Park. Amagi Brilliant Park goes out of its way to be colorful and fun and a theme park and a performance on the screen. There's a moment in the opening that captures that vibe really perfectly. It's right when they come out here. This is in world, all of our characters arraying themselves for the people who come into the park. But out of world, it's them arraying themselves for us. This is them coming out on stage and going, this is our performance. This is what we're doing. This is the play. You're here to watch it. And so, like, how do I put this? The show does that, and it does those parts well. And it jumps around between many, many different things constantly, and it's got flair and fun to it, but it slips out of my mind. I don't really care. Even though there are bits and pieces of well-executed, solidly done emotional moments, like we got one last episode when our princess actually doesn't lose her memories. How wonderful. Does it have that much impact to it? No. Does it evoke a yawn? No, not quite. But it doesn't evoke that ephemeral feeling of really caring about a thing that, for me, only comes with certain shows that have a certain something to them, a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain thing. And I don't know what that thing is. I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. And I know better enough not to ask for, oh, it's just action, that's what I want, or it's just drama, that's what I want. It's some mix of the above. And the craziest thing is this idea here that's put forth. It's like the creator's boring personality given form. And let's go back to the original speech by Kanye, because that's where it's said best. It's like your boring personality given form. Stuff like this isn't exactly rare. The fundamentals are all there, but the only response it elicits is a yawn. I guess this goes to show the bottom line is a boring creator can only churn out boring works. And by extension, a boring creator who goes and canvases for ideas is only going to churn out boring and confusing works. Adding more elements in without a clear vision of what they're going to actually create and do is going to just lead to failure. It's just going to lead to mediocrity. The most interesting thing about this whole argument is that, gosh golly goodness gracious, is this something that I feel constantly, or at least felt constantly when I was doing Treasure Hunt all the time, because there is an inordinate number of really boring shows out there. And I don't mean that the show itself is necessarily boring. I mean, like, it's got color and fun and characters and fights and action and things, and none of it clicks, and it doesn't really do anything for me, and it doesn't resonate in any way. If we go back through the list of all of the treasure hunt shows that I watched, a whole lot of them are in that category of like, this is fine and it's a thing, but it doesn't have that spark to it. It's missing that something that I can't define, but I know when I see, and I know when it's missing because you feel it deep in your bones as you watch a show. And the feeling is, yeah, I guess I'll keep watching. Not, holy shit, what's going to happen next, right? That difference, that enthusiasm is something that's so hard to capture and maybe impossible to define. But I think it has to do with a few things. I think it has to do with a core vision that's coherent. I think it has to do with having some message to explore, whether that's to actually state some message or just to explore an idea. There's a need for passion from the creative staff. It's the thing that is the difference between something like the first season of Symphogear and the first season of many other idol-oriented shows. It's different. There's something different to it, and I don't know what it is, but it's there. And it's also, I think, the difference between some of the Kyoani shows that we've seen and some of the other Kyoani shows that we've seen. Some of them have that something, and a lot of the more recent ones that are based off of light novels coming out of the light novel like competition that Kyoani runs, a lot of those more recent ones don't have it, or they don't have as much of it, or it doesn't quite click. Huh. Like, okay, here's a great way of exploring it and explaining it. This is wonderful. What I just did is I went and just looked at the Kyoani page on Mal to just scroll through them and find like some pairing of shows that will help me make my point. Obviously, you could choose a bunch of other pairings of shows that would probably go against the point, and you can totally do that. But I have a point that I want to make, and so I'm going to make it. Um, Let us compare and contrast K-On! And Kyokai no Kanata. This is not a fair comparison or contrast, but why is it not fair? Well, it's not fair because I fucking love K-On! Because they came out 3 years apart from each other, because they're kind of different, because their focuses are different, yada yada, and because I'm biased, because I love K-On! But why do I love K-On! And not love Chunibyo? Because I do not love Chunibyo. I'm sorry, Kyokai no Kanata. Or Chunibyo. You can pick and choose, whichever one you want. Why do I love K-On! When I don't love Kyokai no Kanata? It's hard to put your finger on, but the answer is not because there's more stuff in K-On! That's factually false. It's got double the episodes and half the stuff in it. Kyokai no Kanata has crazy magic and barriers and monsters and swords made of blood and a ring that's never really explained and powers and romance, sort of, but it's weird, and characters across boundaries from each other who have to get across those boundaries in order to meet each other and like know things, and it's got twists and turns and crazy shit. K-On! Has a bunch of girls who go and they play some music for fun. And then they do that again every episode, and that's just what they do. And sometimes it's kind of a struggle because they don't want to practice. And sometimes they like roll around on the floor and are like, "Mah." And most of the time they eat cake and drink tea in their room. And there isn't really any major lesson besides like having other people around is kind of cool and having interests is fun. Um, and like nothing bombastic really happens except for some of the music performances that are pretty cool. But there's never any action scenes in K-On! Never. It doesn't even have the same like quantity of beats of humor, and most of its humor isn't as slapsticky. It's more situational comedy than that. And yet, K-On! Has heart, and Kyokai no Kanata does not. You have to watch both to understand what that is. What's missing? Passion? Maybe. Maybe. A clear vision and a clear goal? Quite possibly. Given that Kyokai no Kanata apparently has a bunch of changes from the novel into the anime, so multiple people, too many cooks spoiling the soup, if you will. But then, what if we take the same idea and apply it to two similarly very similar shows from Kyoani, 2006's Suzumiya Haruhi, and say Chunibyo, different show, much more recent. Both are from light novels this time, but Chunibyo is from the competition, and Haruhi was a light novel that they just adapted. Almost a full decade between them, but they're quite similar shows in a lot of ways, right? I In fact, they're almost identical in certain senses. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say that the reason that Kyoani probably made Chunibyo is because they thought it had the potential to be another Haruhi. Haruhi being a watershed moment for the studio. But what do we get in those shows? Well, we get a dude who's like kind of a boring normal dude who goes to school and he sits near a girl who he thinks is cute, but she's weird and different and doesn't act like anybody else and doesn't really care what anybody else thinks about her. And then the two of them become kind of friends, but she sort of sucks him into her world, either by getting him into the club or by like just reawakening his Chunibyo half. And then we meet a bunch of side characters. There's like one guy character who's a side character, but he's romantically non-threatening. And then we've got like one kind of like silly but like trying to be more mature kind of a character. And then we've got one character who's, we got a little cast of odd goofballs, and then they do effectively episodic adventures together with the underlying themes of the story and the romance going on in the background. Nice. They're the same show. Why is Haruhi Suzumiya so much more than Chunibyo is? And is it just my memory? I'm not sure. It could be. It could be that I'm just wrong, and if I go back and rewatch Haruhi, I'll go, I guess this isn't as good as I thought it was. But now I'm questioning it, and now I'm wondering, can I put my finger on what it is that made me love Haruhi all those years ago and has made me love it every time I've watched it since then? And can I put my finger on what differentiates it in some way from something like Chunibyo? Both are shows that do all sorts of things, but one of them works for me and the other one doesn't. Why? Now I'm questioning it and I don't know. And we've strayed away from the real core critique of this episode of Amagi Brilliant Park, which is fine. Because the core critique here, while it exists, is not an in-depth critique. It's interesting, and I wonder how intentional it is, and I wonder how many people on staff recognize that the way that this is being played out is, in some sense, a meta-criticism of the way that pieces of art are made, and the way that other concerns sort of infect a piece of art and turn it into something, an odd amalgamic chimera of different ideas that doesn't really fit together into one cohesive creature. The fundamentals are there, but the only response it elicits is a yawn. This is also, I don't know, it's a great criticism because it happens all the fucking time. It happens all the fucking time. But the greatest thing that happens all the fucking time is that each character who says this line, the fundamentals are there, but the only response it elicits is a yawn, then goes ahead and adds their suggestions to things. It should have more of this, and more of this, and more of this. Then we throw those in, and it elicits just a yawn. Adding more things to it doesn't change the fundamental problem, does it? That there needs to be some core. And that core has to be more than whatever was in Amagi Brilliant Park. What is the core of Amagi Brilliant Park? We have to save the park because otherwise characters that we care about die or lose their memories or bad things happen to them. Cool. Is that enough? And why does that work so much less as a motivation than just like K-on's motivation of, I want to do fun things while I'm in high school? Because that's the motivation of K-on, and we fulfill it to the utmost, and it feels goddamn great. Here, our motivation is save the park, and we get like a woo. We did it. That's nice. The most emotionally impactful moment was when Latifa is crying and is at that moment of knowing that she'll lose all of this, and everyone else around her knows that she will lose all of this, and there's nothing that they can do. That's the most evocative moment in this show. And it hardly has to do with the core. Maybe if we'd had... No, I'm getting sucked into the trap too. I was about to say, maybe if we'd had more information about Latifa, or there was more time to build up relationships between her and other characters. But what I'm really asking for there is, I'm asking for more drama instead, and that means we would have to edge out some of the comedy. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't work. And that's not to say that Amagi Brilliant Park doesn't work, but it is to say that it's not exceptional, and that, in and of itself, is probably the worst criticism. Worse than it's bad. It's probably worse to be unexceptional than it is to be bad. Because most of Amagi Brilliant Park is probably going to slip away from my brain in a matter of a few weeks. I'll know it was there, and I'll know that I watched it and it was okay, but it won't have impacted me. I won't see scenes from it against my eyelids when I fall asleep at night. Not the way that I will for like films like Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, where I still see sequences from that when I close my eyes, or shots from Angel's Egg, where it still affects me immensely when I think about that film. But those are movies, and this is a show, right? Sure. Fine then. Things like Serial Experiments Lane that still affect me, that are still deeply interesting. Or even things like Haruhi Suzumiya, which, because of how early I watched it in my anime watching career, shaped and changed my expectations for anime as a medium. And specifically for like school group, fun, humor, random occurrences type anime, within which category I would fit all sorts of other things, including Amagi Brilliant Park. I don't know, man. This if there's one thing amazing that I can say about Amagi Brilliant Park, it's that it has raised some questions for me that I'm not sure how to answer. And that's cool. It's raised genuine questions about the nature of creation of media and the nature of creativity in general, and how that creativity is received, and how individuals who are not working in creative fields perceive creativity and what they desire, and the sort of horrible tension that most creatives must come under when all different parts of their audience clamor for all different things. And the truth is that, from what I've seen, the thing that brings people together and brings people's interest toward a piece of media or toward the works of a certain creator is not that they do what the people ask for. In fact, I've found that doing what the people ask for almost never works out the way that you want. The answer is to tell the story that you want to tell. And if you don't have the stones to do that, or you don't have that story lined up, it's not going to work. How does K-On! Function so much better than most of these other shows? And by the same token, how does Haruhi Suzumiya? I don't know. I don't know. And that brings me to the next question and kind of a wrap for this video. We're finishing Amagi Brilliant Park today. I don't really care about watching the OVA. I'll probably skim through it on my own time and probably don't care about it too much. But I'll do that on my own time. For now, we should wrap this video. The question is, what do we do next week? And people have been clamoring for all sorts of things, whether that's nix the Kyoani slot and go somewhere else and maybe do like a Madhouse slot or something similar, which is an idea that's possible. And then there are many people who have asked that I catch up on some of the Kyoani movies and attached films that I've missed, and many people who have asked for a silent voice and for me to watch that, which I may very well do. The other thing that I've been thinking about is there are a couple of Kyoani shows that I saw well before I started to care about the production side or the idea side of animation, the artistic and creative side, where I was just a silent consumer. And one of those shows, one of the first shows that I watched, one of the shows that I've seen the most times is Haruhi Suzumiya. It's the one that like got me into anime in a lot of ways. So maybe we'll go and watch that again. Maybe we'll do a silent voice in between, I don't know. But maybe we'll go and watch Haruhi again, because there's something to it that's missing from this, and I want to get closer to understanding what that something is. I don't know. Maybe nobody would want to watch me rewatch Haruhi Suzumiya. I don't know if I want to rewatch it. I kind of do. But there's something to it, at least in my memories, and maybe that's tinged by nostalgia, and maybe it's just false. But there's something to it that's missing from a lot of the shows that we've watched more recently, and I think it would be maybe better to leave the Kyoani slot on something that fulfills its promises rather than something that leaves me wanting more. Maybe. Something for me to think about. If you have thoughts on it, feel free to tell me what you'd like. I will probably ignore you, but I do care what my audience thinks. Hmm. I feel like I have a better grasp of why Hibike is different, because Hibike tells like a dramatic story with stakes and like and it's just so visually stunning. But Haruhi, a show that has sparked thousands, well not thousands, but dozens of relatively mediocre group of characters does random things at school sort of spin-off typey shows, none of which have lived up to it. I want to watch that again, maybe. Maybe. Regardless, I think we're going to call it a done with Amagi Brilliant Park. I don't even think that this is a show that necessarily is as bad as the criticisms of this last episode, that the only response it elicits is a yawn. I don't think the show elicits a yawn. I think it was fun. Do I think it was more than fun? Not really, and I don't think it necessarily tried to be. Slapstick humor all across the board. Goofy sequences, fun times, bits of challenges, shocking moments. Sure. The two standout episodes in this show are the Elementario episode, because it gave us a group of characters in an isolated circumstance with prisoners' gambits against each other who had to work together toward a common goal, and that works and resonates, and they actually had enough time for us to develop, like, some character to them, and to have them pitted against each other. That one, interesting for that reason, and for being genuinely touching in certain ways, and this one for being interesting in its criticisms of the way that art is created and the way that creatives look at their art. Very interesting. Beyond that, most of the episodes were just fun, and that's cool. Just fun is fine. There's nothing wrong with popcorn entertainment, but it's not something better, and it can never equal to steak. Or whatever else you prefer. Beyond burgers. Whatever you want. Yeah. This show is like a 6 or a 7 to me. Probably more like a 6. It's got all the bits and pieces, all the fundamentals. It doesn't elicit a yawn, but it doesn't elicit passion from me either. Okay. Cool. File Amagi Brilliant Park away for me as an interesting case study, and we'll see what I decide to watch next week. I'm just not sure. Have to wait and see. But I will watch something, and it'll be up on Patreon, and I'll see you next week for more something stuff. Probably some more Kyoani for a little while, before we decide to seriously change this slot up and do something different. But I don't know. I'll see you next time for more of something. Peace.